You might assume you possess comprehensive knowledge of the 38 Special cartridge, but I assure you, there are hidden depths to this seemingly simple round, often dismissed as antiquated, weak, or even irrelevant in modern times. It stubbornly persists. Indeed, this revolver cartridge has played a central role in numerous landmark events in the history of firearms. From its challenging inception as a remedy for the lackluster .38 Long Colt, to its pivotal service within law enforcement, military forces, and as a precursor to the powerful .357 Magnum, the 38 Special has proven remarkably versatile. However, the story becomes even more compelling. This isn't merely a relic of a bygone era. Its bullet technology has undergone significant evolution. From basic lead round nose projectiles, it transformed into legendary designs like the lead semi-wadcutter hollow point, famously known as the formidable FBI load. Furthermore, its adaptability is exceptional, being chambered in a diverse range of firearms, from iconic short-barreled revolvers to lever-action rifles, and even, surprisingly, a few lesser-known semi-automatic pistols. The question arises, how did the 38 Special not only endure but thrive? While some supposedly superior calibers, such as the .40 Smith & Wesson, have faded into relative obscurity, this is the central theme we will explore today. We will delve into its origins, its contributions to military operations, the celebrated FBI load, and its crucial link to the development of the .357 Magnum. By the conclusion of this exploration, you might well develop a newfound respect for this enduring powerhouse. This video will illuminate the origins of the 38 Special, reveal lesser-known facets of its history, and explain its remarkable staying power. Let's commence our investigation. Initially designated the 38 Smith & Wesson Special, this cartridge emerged in 1899 as a direct response to the perceived inadequacies of the .38 Long Colt, a round that had revealed significant shortcomings, particularly in the demanding environments of late 19th century combat. The late 1800s saw a proliferation of .38 caliber cartridges, often lacking standardization and interchangeability between different firearm manufacturers. Colt produced its proprietary .38 rounds, and Smith & Wesson developed its own, subtly distinct .38 cartridges. This lack of uniformity among .38 caliber ammunition caused considerable confusion for both civilian gun owners and law enforcement agencies. The 38 Special provided much-needed standardization within the .38 caliber category, eventually becoming the preeminent revolver cartridge across the United States. In its initial iterations, the 38 Special utilized black powder propellant. This was quickly superseded by smokeless powder, which offered cleaner combustion and enhanced projectile velocities. The designation 38 Special itself presents a slight anomaly in nomenclature. The bullet's actual diameter measures approximately 357 inches, consistent with numerous other cartridges labeled as 38 throughout history. Early 38 cartridges employed a heeled bullet design, where the bullet diameter matched the external case diameter. As internal lubrication methods became commonplace, bullet diameters decreased, although the 38 designation persisted. The introduction of the 38 Special coincided with Smith & Wesson's military and police revolver, frequently abbreviated to simply the M&P. This revolver, built on what is now termed the K-frame, was a solid, medium-sized sidearm perfectly suited to the ballistic characteristics of the new cartridge. Its combination of manageable recoil and adequate stopping capability rapidly gained favor among civilian marksmen, law enforcement personnel, and eventually elements of the U.S. military. Early factory loads typically propelled a 158-grain lead round nose bullet at velocities ranging from 800 to 870 feet per second when fired from a 4-inch barrel. Compared to preceding 38 cartridges, this represented progress, providing improved precision and greater kinetic energy upon impact. However, for an extended period, bullet design remained rather basic. The .38 Special truly flourished with the mid-20th century introduction of wad cutters, semi-wad cutters, and various hollow point configurations. Yet even prior to these advancements, the .38 Special had established itself as the first truly universal revolver cartridge in America, paving the way for broad standardization. Notably, the .38 Special's success contributed to the decline of older .38 calibers, such as the .38 Smith & Wesson, a shorter, more compact round generally limited to velocities between 650 and 700 feet per second. By effectively bridging the performance gap between lower-powered pocket revolver rounds and the larger 44s and 45s of the era, the .38 Special carved out a lasting niche, enduring for well over a century. While the .38 Special is most renowned for its association with police duties and civilian self-defense, it also saw service within the military, particularly during World War I, when the United States faced shortages of 45 ACPE 1911 pistols. As an emergency measure, Smith & Wesson MP revolvers, chambered in .38 Special, were issued as substitute standard sidearms. This was not an isolated instance of .38 revolvers fulfilling a military role. Even as late as the 1980s, air crews and military police units sometimes carried .38 Special revolvers as a lightweight, user-friendly defensive weapon. Discussing its military adoption necessitates mentioning its predecessor, the .38 Long Colt, utilized by the U.S. Army in the late 1800s. The older cartridge's performance proved so inadequate, notably in the Philippine-American War, where it struggled to reliably incapacitate Moro warriors, that the U.S. military shifted back towards .45 caliber sidearms. Nevertheless, as a more refined and moderately more potent load, the .38 Special found acceptance in specific military contexts. With typical bullet weights ranging from 130 to 158 grains, it offered more manageable recoil compared to heavier large-bore revolvers, while still maintaining adequate velocity from a service-length barrel. Over time, the .38 Special became a standard training caliber in certain branches. Even as the .45 automatic Colt pistol and later 9mm gained prominence, the .38 Special remained a viable option for personnel requiring a lighter, simpler sidearm. Numerous military surplus revolvers eventually re-entered the civilian market, further bolstering the .38 Special's popularity. Although no longer a primary weapon of war, the round's legacy within the U.S. Armed Forces underscores its inherent reliability, accuracy, and ease of use, qualities that continue to define the cartridge's contemporary reputation. For the majority of the 20th century, the .38 Special reigned as the quintessential law enforcement cartridge. From the 1920s through the 1990s, countless police agencies across the United States equipped their officers with .38 Special Service revolvers. Its gentle recoil and straightforward revolver operation made it more accessible for new recruits to master compared to many heavier calibers. This user-friendliness was a crucial element in its widespread adoption. Despite some criticisms regarding its stopping power, particularly when employing 158-grain round nose-lead bullets, law enforcement valued the .38 Special's inherent accuracy. A precisely aimed shot from a .38 was often deemed more effective than an errant shot from a more powerful cartridge. Over time, ammunition manufacturers sought to enhance terminal ballistics by developing specialized loads. culminating in one of the most iconic law enforcement rounds ever conceived, the FBI load. This consisted of a 158-grain lead semi-wad cutter hollow point, loaded to plus pressure levels, engineered to deliver greater impact and more efficient energy transfer. The flat-fronted semi-wad cutter profile proved significantly more effective at creating deep and damaging wound channels. Even from short-barreled revolvers, where hollow point expansion might be unreliable, the sharp wad cutter shoulders still inflicted substantial damage, cleanly cutting 35 caliber holes through tissue, akin to a hole punch. A critical juncture in the 38 Special's history was the drive for increased velocity and improved penetration during the 1930s, an era when bank robbers and organized criminals frequently employed automobiles for rapid escapes. The standard 38 Special could struggle to penetrate vehicle bodies or the rudimentary ballistic vests occasionally worn by criminals. In response, Smith & Wesson introduced the 38-44 heavy-duty series. They utilized the large in-frame, typically reserved for 44 Special revolvers, and chambered it for a hotter 38 Special variant, propelling 158-grain bullets at approximately 1,100 to 1,150 feet per second. This established a new performance benchmark, serving as an early precursor to the Magnum era. The success of these high-velocity 38-44 loads spurred further experimentation, ultimately leading Elmer Keith to develop loads that would later become the .357 Magnum in 1935. By extending the 38 Special case and increasing propellant capacity, the .357 Magnum not only achieved greater velocity but also substantially increased muzzle energy. This novel cartridge promised superior penetration and was marketed as the most potent handgun round of its time. However, despite its power, the .357 Magnum can be harsh to shoot, especially in medium-frame revolvers. This is where the 38 Special's enduring relevance remains evident. It could still be safely fired in .357 Magnum revolvers for training purposes or for shooters who found the Magnum recoil excessive. The 38 Special and .357 Magnum remain closely related, with the primary dimensional distinction being the Magnum's elongated case, intentionally designed to prevent accidental chambering in a 38 Special revolver. Conversely, the reverse is perfectly safe. Owners of .357 Magnum revolvers can utilize affordable 38 Special ammunition for routine practice, reserving Magnum loads for more demanding applications. Beyond advancements in pressure levels, bullet design has been, and continues to be, paramount to the 38 Special's effectiveness. Initially, the round predominantly relied on lead round nose, or lead round nose bullets, which were simple to manufacture but offered limited stopping power. Over time, shooters and ammunition engineers recognized that projectile shape significantly influenced performance, both in target, shooting, and personal defense scenarios. Evolution of bullet design. Wad cutters. These projectiles feature a flat frontal surface and are typically seated flush with the case mouth. Their popularity in target shooting stems from their ability to create clean, circular holes in paper targets. This simplifies scoring and enhances accuracy in competitions. Standard wad cutter loads also generate very mild recoil, making them ideal for training novice shooters or for extended range sessions. Semi-wad cutters, pioneered by figures like Elmer Keith. Semi-wad cutter bullets possess a flat tip and a sharp shoulder, yet extend beyond the case mouth, allowing for increased propellant capacity. This design enhances penetration and creates a more effective wound channel compared to round nose bullets. Semi-wad cutters were a mainstay in law enforcement handloads for decades, combining adequate penetration, accuracy, and stopping capability. Hollow points. As ballistic science progressed, manufacturers introduced hollow point designs to promote bullet expansion upon impact. This increases the projectile's diameter within the target, theoretically transferring more energy and creating a larger wound cavity. The 38 Special's classic hollow point load for law enforcement was the previously mentioned FBI load, a 158-grain plus P semi-wad cutter hollow point. Modern iterations, such as Hornady, Critical Defense, and Federal Punchlines, incorporate advanced jacketed hollow point technology, ensuring reliable expansion even at moderate velocities. Overpressure loads, plus P designation, indicates a higher pressure level than standard 38 Special loads, while plus signifies even greater pressure. These hotter rounds were often employed by law enforcement agencies seeking performance approaching that of the .357 Magnum, but without the full recoil and muzzle blast. Plus P loads can effectively propel 110 to 125 grain bullets at velocities exceeding 1,000 feet per second, offering increased stopping potential for shooters capable of managing the heightened recoil. Ultimately, the 38 Special's advancements in bullet design transformed it from a somewhat marginal round, particularly in its original round nose lead configuration, into a dependable option for self-defense. Modern defensive loads can achieve reliable expansion. Well-designed semi-wad cutters can create substantial wound channels. And with the advent of fluted bullet designs in 2015, the 38 Special is unlikely to become obsolete. While many associate the 38 Special primarily with snub-nosed revolvers, this cartridge has been chambered in a diverse array of firearms beyond compact defensive revolvers. Diverse firearms chambered in 38 Special. Full-size revolvers, classic K-frame Smith and Wesson revolvers, such as the Model 10 or Model 15, are renowned for their accuracy and user-friendliness when chambered in 38 Special. The same holds true for Colt's medium and large frame revolvers, like the Colt Official Police or the iconic Python. Although the Python is primarily a .357 Magnum platform, it handles 38 Specials with exceptional grace. Lever-action rifles. While it's commonly stated that all .357 Magnum firearms will chamber and fire 38 Special rounds, this is only partially accurate. Some shooters have observed that 38 Special loads, with an overall length shorter than 1.40 inches, can occasionally cause feeding issues in .357 Magnum lever-action rifles, leading to jams in the lifter mechanism. Consequently, certain manufacturers have produced lever guns specifically designed to reliably feed both .357 Magnum and 38 Special, such as the Marlin 1894 and Ross EAR 92. These are popular among ranchers, homesteaders, and cowboy action shooting enthusiasts who value the convenience of using a single ammunition type for both handguns and long guns. Semi-automatic pistols. Though uncommon, there have been successful attempts to engineer semi-automatic pistols that operate with rimmed revolver cartridges like the 38 Special. A prominent example is the Smith & Wesson Model 52, celebrated for its precision and success in bullseye shooting competitions. It was specifically designed to fire flush-seated 38 Special wad cutters and incorporated a 5-round magazine to mitigate feeding challenges inherent to rimmed cartridges. The Coonan 1911 style pistol in .357 Magnum also exists, and with a specialized 10-pound spring can be adapted to fire 38 Specials. Despite these efforts, Semi-automatic pistols, chambered for the .38 Special, have faced challenges due to the inherent difficulties of stacking rimmed cartridges and magazines, resulting in the semi-auto .38 Special remaining a niche offering. Despite its extensive history and widespread use, the .38 Special is not without its detractors and inherent limitations. The most frequently cited concern is its lower muzzle energy compared to contemporary service calibers like 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson, and 45 ASAP, particularly when fired from shorter barrels. Political and military restrictions have often discouraged or outright prohibited the use of expanding bullets, thus limiting the .38 Special's potential when confined to full metal jacket or round nose projectiles. In certain jurisdictions, the adoption of more potent +P or plus ammunition was hindered by anxieties regarding recoil, weapon wear, and potential liability issues should training-related injuries occur. Capacity is also a factor. Revolvers, chambered in .38 Special, typically hold 5 or 6 rounds, considered significantly less than modern semi-automatic pistol standards. Reloading speed is also slower, especially under duress, even with the use of speed loaders or speed strips. This has diminished the .38 Special's appeal as a primary duty weapon in an era where criminals may possess higher capacity firearms. Older or poorly manufactured firearms can present serious safety hazards, especially when chambered for high-pressure cartridges they were not originally designed to withstand. Some cheaply produced foreign copycat revolvers falsely claim to be chambered in .38 Special, and in some instances, even .357 Magnum, despite being constructed with substandard steel and questionable manufacturing tolerances. A noteworthy example of unsafe modification is the Smith Wesson Victory model, initially chambered in .38S and W and subsequently reamed out to accommodate .38 Special. As the .38C and W has a slightly larger case diameter, firing .38 Special in a reamed chamber often results in bulged or split cases, reducing reliability and increasing the risk of catastrophic failure. A notorious instance of such a conversion was Lee Harvey Oswald's revolver, which had been altered from .38S and W to .38 Special before he used it to fatally shoot Officer J.D. Tippit shortly after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Shooters should always verify that their revolver is properly rated for the intended ammunition, as mismatched chambering can be more than a mere malfunction. It can be genuinely dangerous. And that concludes our exploration. Do you have any interesting facts about the .38 Special that we might have overlooked? Share them in the comments below. We'd be keen to hear them. If you found this video informative or enjoyable, please do us a favor, hit the like button, share it with your acquaintances, and assist in the channel's growth. And don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell icon to ensure you never miss a new upload. Thank you for watching.